There's so many artists on social media right now, but they're not necessarily in it for the long haul.
Oh, that's cool. That's something I'll have to look into for sure.
Yeah, I hate to give people more things to try, but
I do a lot of planning months and months in advance.
Good morning. This is Shiree Nicole, and I am with fellow artist Scott Markowitz.
This is the Emerging Artist Podcast, where we talk about the business of art and how you can make a living doing what you love. Last week, we spoke with Gianni about her journey as a contemporary artist, specializing in wildlife painting, and how she turned her passion into a business. We also touched upon topics like inspiration, her unique style, and the challenges of running an art business. After talking to Katie, we definitely felt like this was a 2-episode conversation. So let's break back in and rejoin the conversation where we left off.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for having me. I'm really looking forward to discussing a bunch of different things.
Katie, I'm curious, how much time do you carve out each week, say, for business side of things versus creating the art side?
Right now, I've gone to the point it's about 50-50. A lot of that, too, is just recent with commissions. I'm currently doing one a month. I changed that last year. So between booking the commissions, keeping track about what's coming up as far as like release dates for pieces, I do a lot of planning months and months in advance. So I spend a lot of time, sitting down and planning that stuff out, as well as painting. Usually during the course of a week, I'll paint from sometimes from 7 to midnight, depending on the day. Sometimes I'm painting super late. Other times I'm getting up. I'm usually up around 5:30 every morning. If my husband is going to work early, I'll spend a few hours in the studio before I get ready to go to work. I don't even know. I would say it's pretty even. I used to be really great about keeping track of my time, but now it's just whenever I can find the time, I sit down, I either grab my laptop, grab my book, or I'm hopping in the studio quickly to see how many things I can get done before I have to leave. So it's a lot. It's a lot of time, a lot of work. But yeah, I should probably learn how to keep better track of that.
For me, that's always a challenge, and different projects that you feel under pressure, whether you've set a deadline for or you have that deadline with your commission or your client that needs to happen, needs to be done, and working odd hours and painting in my pajamas, finishing things up at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. And I personally think time management is a real struggle for me often. And I'm constantly working on that. And I hope that 2024, I can definitely make some changes in that. For me, I need more downtime of not really doing anything associated with work at all, just to relax and read a book I want to read that's not on goal setting for work or other work related books, but just doing some things that give your mind a break.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Guys, there's some good news. There's an app for tracking your time that I use.
Oh.
And I have a full confession, I'm terrible at tracking time on my own. And even with the app, there's a lot of time that I end up not tracking, but it helps a lot. And it's called Toggle Track, TOGGL Track. Yeah. And it's an app. You can put it on your phone. You can have it on your desktop, and they sync up. And it's especially useful if you have multiple projects that you're working on in one day, because you can quickly just tap a button on the app to switch projects, and it'll just keep track.
Oh, that's cool. It's something I'll have to look into for sure.
Yeah, I hate to give people more things to try, but
it's just one more app to have. I see often on social media, actually, you were a huge inspiration for me in encouraging me, you didn't know, to pursue social media more. I've been drugged to the social media platform because I didn't grow up in that kind of environment, and I've always wanted to be the artist in the background. And even when I did finally get started on social media, I never had any pictures of myself up. And I noticed you post all the time. You always have content, and you seem to have success because of that.
First of all, thank you. I'm thrilled that you think I'm doing a good job. Some social media used to be something that I obsessed over, especially in the beginning. And at the time, like when Instagram, I know it's been around for a while, but it was still new-ish. And in the beginning, I didn't see many artists on there, but once I did, I'm like, oh, this is something I really need to start up and try. But I will say now, it's not that I don't care anymore, but like my growth has ultimately stopped. I stopped worrying about getting followers. I think I have, oh my goodness, I'm trying to think, maybe 21 or 2,200 followers, somewhere around there. And a lot of them, people that have been following me for years, once in a while, they'll message me and they tell me that they didn't even know I was on there anymore. Like they don't get my posts anymore, even though I am posting twice a day. So it was really frustrating. And for a while, I wanted to give up and stop because I'm like, what's the point? But I will say the few people that are constantly following me, they're like some of my buyers, my collectors. They're always commenting. And I realize like, that's what's most important. I don't need 30,000 followers, 40,000 followers to feel successful. I mean, I'm perfectly happy where I am. And all the people that are following me on Instagram now, a lot of them and then some are on Facebook, which it used to be reversed. I was losing followers on Facebook, but it's like all of a sudden the algorithms, I don't know if it's the way they've changed them, but I'm getting more interaction on Facebook than I am on Instagram now. I'm less worried about making videos. I hardly ever make reels or post on stories, but I'm content. I'm happy with where I am. I don't know if I'm going to always be on Instagram. I've thought about stopping on occasion, but for now, I'm good. I'm happy with where I am, and we'll see. I might do a little bit more probably coming into the spring, maybe next summer, and try to see what's popular on social media, I guess.
Yeah.
I just don't want to make videos.
Yeah, I understand that. It's a lot of work. It's really having another job. I actually posted videos or a reel actually this morning on faux painting a wall plate. And it takes me twice as long to even faux the wall plate because I have to constantly videotape it. And then, and then it takes me time to come up with content, and I like to overthink all my wording and how I'm going to, put that out there on social media. But as far as artists watching another artist, I appreciate your content and I would love to see you continue to post because I find that very inspiring. And I love to see the new things that you're working on. And I love it when you do something that's completely different that surprises me. Like you doing the abstract. It was so totally different than your other style of artwork. I just thought that was so cool. And
Thank you.
Keep on posting.
I definitely will. You said it, the amount of time it takes, even for photos. I used to drive myself absolutely crazy editing every single thing, making sure it was perfect. And I still do, but I've learned to make some adjustments to make things a little bit easier. And now I even have some things that are scheduled, which has been a godsend because I can do it right from, I think it's Facebook. They have that business suite. So that's helped tremendously too. Like I said, I do it for me, for fun, and for the people that I know are following me and they like my stuff. But as far as being so worried about growth and having the reach, forgot what they changed the real algorithm because that was a thing too. My good friend Jordan Sylvia, she's an artist and she's amazing at making videos. Like she's super cute and she's very interactive and she has really colorful artwork. She's always, telling me, Katie, you got to get on TikTok and you got to start making more reels and stuff. And again, it's a possibility, but right now I'm very happy with where I am.
The thing I love about your posts is that it really defines you as a serious artist. The care that you take in the photography in particular, and in showing, there's several different posts that stood out to me where you have one of your pieces and then on opposite corners you have different options for framing them. And I think that goes so far in setting you up and establishing you as an authority within your particular style of work, because there's so many artists on social media right now, but they're not necessarily in it for the long haul. They might be dabbling in art. They might be trying to do it on the side. So, your posts really put you head and shoulders above the rest in the sense that this is a serious artist and she's going out of the way to make sure that, her pieces are presented properly and making sure that you as the art buyer or the art consumer has the proper options that are curated by the artist. that makes sense.
Thank you. Yeah, no, absolutely. And honestly, I'm so spoiled. I work as a design consultant and a fine art framer at a really wonderful frame shop in downtown Stewart. And I am very, very spoiled. I have lots of different options. I love framing. When I first started working for them, I knew a little about framing, but I did not realize the options that are available to artists. That being said, custom framing is incredibly expensive, and I realize that, but my passion for it, it's grown so much. So I love to share that like with my followers and some of my clients because it awakens something in them too. Oh, I don't have to just put a simple metal frame around something. We can do something more creative. And it has absolutely helped me with sales. I have a lot of clients that come into the frame shop. I'm lucky enough to have most of my work there on display. So they'll come in and vice versa. I have the store is called the Guilt Complex. So we have a lot of people that come into that shop for framing and then they wind up finding my work. So it's been fun to incorporate the framing aspect of it. And it brings more color, of course. There's so many fun frame designs, but it absolutely has helped me make many sales and encouraged other artists. I know a lot of other people will come in the shop and they'll ask me, hey, Katie, can I take some photos of my art with some of the framing samples or to show a client? And I'm like, absolutely. Because it does. I really do think that it helps. I don't want to say persuade somebody to purchase a piece of work, but it inspires them and it definitely helps make the sale. So I'm very lucky and happy to be working there.
Yeah. I think that people should definitely take a look at your feed to get some ideas and to see how they can maybe better portray their artwork as more professional. Because I think you do an outstanding job.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
So Katie, before we wrap it up today, I did want to ask, what are your future goals for 2024 and what exhibits and exciting things do you have coming up?
I think what my plan is to build up inventory. Actually, I have been very blessed the last year and a half, but I've gotten to the point where, like I said, with time management being an issue, I'm hoping that I can come up with a better solution for balancing my time. But I would really like to put more paintings out and release more paintings monthly. I have some larger pieces that I have planned to be released as well. Up until now, most of my paintings, I think the largest size I've done has been for commissions about 24 by 36. I currently on my work table, I'm sitting on the floor in my studio right now because my work table, I have a 6-foot stingray that is basically taped down that I'm working on. So I have a lot of oversized pieces that I'm hoping to release, and I'm going to try to branch out too. I do a lot of birds, a lot of fish, but I have a lot of different wildlife planned. So I think I'm just going to try to change things up, work larger, and I'm hoping to basically double my sales. This year, I doubled sales from last year. So I'm going to be really pushing to see how well I can do for 2024. And I'm pretty much just going to focus on the work itself. In the past, I have applied for a lot of shows, different exhibitions. I've been invited to stuff, so I would absolutely do that. But I'm not going to focus on entering exhibitions this upcoming year. I think I'm just going to do more paintings, more commissions, and maybe reevaluate for 2025. I might get more involved then.
I think that sounds wonderful, and congratulations on doubling your sales. That's
Thank
awesome.
you.
I am not surprised at all. If people wanted to follow you, where would they find you on social medias? And can you spell your name for everybody and all that so they know where to find you?
Absolutely. So my first name, again, it's just Katie, Katie. Last name is Gianni, Gianni. My Instagram is art.katiegianni. And I'm just Katie Gianni Art on Facebook, LinkedIn, Pinterest. I'm in all sorts of different fun apps. And my website is www.katiegianniart.com. That has my full portfolio. I have a new online shop that I just launched this past year, which is a little sparse at the moment, but I'm hoping to have more things added in the next couple of months.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you so much for joining Scott and I. It's just been a real pleasure to visit with you and pick your brain a little bit about what all you do as an artist. And I just hope the very best for you in 2024.
Yes, Katie, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I was thrilled that you asked to be featured, and I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes, Katie, thank you. It was fantastic hearing about your artwork. And I know everybody's going to rush out and check out your website to see how they can up their game too. So We really appreciate it.
Yeah, you're
Thank
very
you guys again.
inspiring. Yeah.
Aw, thank you.
All right. Awesome. We're wishing everybody a fantastic rest of their days. And if you guys would like to learn more, I strongly urge you to reach out to Shiree Nicole. The best way to do that is to go to ShireeNicole.com. That's ShireeNichole.com. There you can engage with Shiree through some of her courses. Of course, the coaching is phenomenal. I would recommend that. And I invite anybody who wants to start a photography or video business to reach out to me, Scott Markowitz. And the best way to do that is to go to reinventionstudiolab.com. And there you'll find some resources and some ways to interact with me. And I would love to be your coach as well. Shiree, I know you're anxious to help some of the emerging artists out there with their fledgling businesses. And to all you emerging artists out there, rock on.
Yes.
All right. Excellent.